and then I just stopped cooking, made fire, then I turned to her and I really gave her a whole bash of earful of scream.
And then I remember there was this once, she told me, I will never ever say sorry to you because you're my kid. And as a mom, I'm never wrong.
Mommy's on the move.
Hello.
Sorry.
It's okay. Welcome to my car. Camera is here.
Hello.
So random eh.
No, okay, so basically I'm part of it like Mommy Group. Yeah, so then there are many channels. One of it is homeschooling.
Oh.
And then I think in homeschooling moms they have, various resources on how to teach their kids certain subjects or language or whatever. So one of the moms was sharing about this Montessori class. It's actually mainly targeted for teachers, educators, on how they want to execute, teaching the Chinese language. And it's quite interesting and inspiring to learn how you break down the Chinese language and make it fun, systematic, and even scientific for kids.
Are you thinking of homeschooling?
Yeah, probably. Exploring, I mean, starting to explore. Because she's 4.
Yeah.
So,
Has she started this school?
yeah. She's
right.
been in school since 4 months old. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so if okay, the childcare and then childcare until now and 2 lor. But I mean, I don't know what will be my final decision with regards to homeschooling. But right now, I'm just open to explore what does the homeschooling scene look like, or what kind of resources are there to help you teach your kids. I recently learned that PSLE in Singapore is just 4 subjects.
I think my dad also, right?
I don't know, how was it?
I don't remember. I really can't remember that.
So it was a good thing for you to know that it's 4 subjects. Because my time in Malaysia is 7.
Why you got so many? What do you learn?
English, Chinese, Math, Science, Geography, History, and something else.
That's for primary school.
Primary 6.
I think we only have that in secondary school though.
Yeah,
Secondary
I had it in primary school.
7 or
Yeah, I remember
yeah.
7. So I thought like, okay, it's not that daunting if it's just 4
Subjects.
so-called basic subjects lah. But I think the extent of it is like to what degree are the papers, what kind of asking. But I think 6 years is enough to, how do I say, like slowly grow your kid out. I mean,
So if you are planning on homeschooling, means you're going to stay home lah. Music.
yeah, I have to not work lot because I need to be like teaching my kids or
But how long
around.
will you be doing that for?
I don't know.
Like all the way, like Jeanette.
I don't know because I think this kind of thing is like a one step at a time. If you ask me today right now, am I equipped or confident to teach secondary school level or content? I tell you no lah. But I think for now the first step is just primary 1.
But what's the thought process behind why you want to send him?
Yeah, so like basically I was back in Malaysia for 3 weeks and I felt like life is so different. Like how do I say, like you have a lot of time to play, you have more things to play with, nature or kampong. And I feel that if you are here, the children are just generally packed with enrichment on top of their academics lah. And I think that's just the culture here generally if you go into like the mainstream system. So I felt like what is an alternative to the mainstream primary school options, right? And just trying to find out what are the resources out there lah. Like I'm the only one with such crazy ideas. Josh obviously does not agree because he's born and bred in Singapore. He's raised by the public education system. He thinks there's nothing wrong.
I mean, honestly speaking, I don't think there's anything wrong with the system also, but it's just that I agree with the part that it kind of crushes your creativity side.
Yeah, or at a very young age, the kids are already being told that, oh, you must just score for PSLE. It's all about scoring or performing so that in order to get your footing into a good secondary school. I mean, that's the crux of it.
Yeah, to a certain extent, there is that, but I think actually over the years, they change quite a bit.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I haven't really been following, but I feel like, how do I say, you can change the scoring system, you can change the grading system, you can change how you call the banding and all that. Yeah. But I think the culture is still there, right? Like the one to lose up culture, if your kids are going for this tuition, I also want to go. Even though if let's say your kids are not like stupid or something, they're just okay, but you just want to like not lose behind. So you just go. So I feel like that culture equates to occupying your time, your kids' time with enrichment, and I don't think that's what I want.
What about the social aspect?
What do you mean?
Like, when you go to
socializing?
Yeah, you go to school, you can get exposed to all the other kids similar age, right?
It's true. But okay, so now she's in a school setting, she has friends, and then we also have like family friends, neighbor friends, and then we interact with one another. And that's fine. Yeah. In primary school, I mean, of course, your friendship mechanism or relationship making and bonding gets more and more complex. Yeah, I don't think that staying at home means it's just me and her. We will be exposed to a community of other families comprising of like adults and kids of different age as well, and you have that kind of interaction, you have that kind of like exposure lah. And I know that in the homeschooling community they have what do you call that, co-ops. So it means like one woman or one mother cannot teach all subjects. You have your strengths and your weaknesses. So sometimes you have a co-op where you meet with other moms or other families for a particular, say, subject or activity. And you do it on a regular basis. But right now, the biggest challenge is to get my husband on board. I mean, he's not entirely closed. We are just very far apart on this approach. But I think there is willingness to hear each other out. Yeah, because if anything, we were to do homeschooling, I have to do my part, he also has to do his part.
His part.
Like he has to work and then he has to like sustain the family lah. Yeah. So of course, if that my job is to teach and nurture, but of course it will come with expenses too, right? I mean,
actually there's a lot of things to consider.
So Gina was saying that you go to primary school, the school fees are cheap for a citizen or something. I don't know how much lah.
It's actually just a few dollars.
Yes, exactly. So like let's say your fees to your school is just few dollars, and then your books and assessment is a one-off a year, right? So you don't exactly incur much, for being in a public school. And enrichment obviously is all optional of your own choice, right? So you want to go for enrichment and spend the money, sure. If you don't, then you don't. So of course, if you do homeschooling, you need to have your own materials, or you need to have like outings or whatever. So these are the trade-offs lah. So I think it's also on the part of like playing with them when they're young or whatever. And if let's say secondary school they want to go to a school, yeah, I mean by all means. Homeschooling doesn't mean that you're totally out of the system, because homeschooling, the end goal is still the same. You take PSLE.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, of course, the downside is that the system or the society here recognizes professional certification lah.
For teachers in school, technically they'll take diplomas or they'll take a degree for them to be a teacher, so that they're teaching the right materials. But as mothers, sometimes not all of us are specialized in education.
Correct.
Then wouldn't that be some of the issues?
But I think teaching your kid, because the thing is, okay, in a school, in an institution, the teachers are answerable to the stakeholders, aka the parents. So they have to be qualified or at least trained in a degree to teach. But when you're at home, you are the parent, you're the teacher. So who is going to check you whether you have a degree or not? And then if you think that you are doing the right job, fulfilling the right skills, then you're on track.
But at the end of the day, the key is yours.
And the key difference is you are in a setting where you and the kid is one-to-one. It's very personal. I mean, for teachers, the challenge for them is classroom management and all the other things that comes on top of educating and teaching. You know, they have like CCA, they have classroom management, they have blah 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 blah.
But I would think that, you know, all these different things kind of trains different skill set of the kid also. Like for example, being in a CCA, like you are learning to play together as a team. And also time management also. All these are being put to test, for example. Like I remember last time when I was in primary school, every single day I have things on.
So it's a rush.
I
had like to learn to juggle.
I had 3 CCAs. I was in netball, rope skipping, I was in dance, rope skipping.
Oh, it's a CCA?
I represented Singapore. Are you serious? Youth Olympic. Not to compete, but to perform. And then on Sundays I had swimming classes. And then I got piano classes as well. So every day I had something on. But I felt like I was only able to 培养出来这个 time management, like to multitask and to multitask, because I was put in that position when I was much younger. So along the way, right, even in secondary school, JC, uni, right, I also took on a lot of different responsibilities. But do you think that we can achieve that also
for time management? For sure. I mean, like every day there's a routine, right? What you do in the day, what you do in the night. So time management doesn't mean you can only measure that if you have X number of CCAs. You know, time management is like you need to know what you're supposed to do at different point of the day. And this is nothing to do with enrichment, you know.
Actually, it's very true, very.
You know,
something came to mind, right? Which is, as parents, or sometimes it's very hard to draw a line or like set the boundary with our kids. Meaning to say, as a teacher, right, they will see the teacher as a teacher and respect them. Like, okay, you're teaching me this, correct? But let's say if you're my mom, I can throw tantrums. Then I can choose not to do my work. Then it's very hard to instill that boundary between like, okay, I'm teaching you now versus like, okay, I'm a mom, I'll show you tender loving care.
When you get into your schooling rhythm and structure, they might see you as mom, they might see you as teacher. Actually, all these take some adjustment lah. But if there's a routine to say like this is lesson time, or how long is this lesson, where is this lesson, then he or she will have to, you know, remain focused or to complete the task, etc. And the beauty about homeschooling is you can actually conduct your lesson in whatever format, method that is attractive or even playful. You know what I mean? It need not be a sit down, cross your leg, serious, pen in your hand, note taking kind of manner.
After hearing whatever you say, right, homeschooling actually is very, very attractive. But if you're in Singapore, I think the cost of living and everything is something that deters a lot of us from wanting to explore this option. Maybe that's also one of the reasons why Joy is contemplating so much.
So there is something you call trade-off, right? So the trade-off is when you don't have a dual income, you need to adjust your lifestyle to some extent. And you, in the homeschooling community, first and foremost, you must ask yourself, what is your why? And your why is what you come back to over and over again when things get tough. A lot of them, they say if your why is not strong, then yeah, you'll give up lah. But there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes you might want to try, but if it really doesn't work out, then you just always put the kid back to the system. So actually, it's not like all doom and gloom lah. You know what I mean? You can put your kid back to work. You go back to work lah. Then you just resume back your previous setting.
What about mother's guilt? Because you mentioned just now, if the kid is not producing the results, right? All the more, I think if it's me, all the more I'll blame myself. Wow, I say I'm not a very good mother. How come other people, other mothers out there they can homeschool their kid and can still become a businessman, right? But 我自己的孩子 over here I'm just teaching 1, 2, 3 only, and they also cannot produce the results.
Sometimes if you're hitting a rock with your kid, you go like, you know, I can't teach my daughter math. It's not a math thing, it's not braining. Do I give up math? Math is PSLE, correct? Yeah. But I think it's not about finding solution or resources yourself, but I think going back to rely on God lor. Not all moms are skilled the same way for all the same subjects, so that's why you have multiple people support. Yeah, so actually if I remove myself as the ultimate hope, ultimate resource, ultimate savior, ultimate educator for my child, right? I take off that burden first and foremost. And then secondly, you enjoy being the ambassador role. Like I'm just a vessel, I'm just like a medium. You know?
What was the worst meltdown that you had?
Myself?
No lah, for
my daughter. It was a Monday evening. I was solo parenting. I picked her up from school and then rushed her back to home. And I was going to rush to cook dinner for both of us. And she wasn't cooperating in going back to home. She wanted to stay in the playground. So when we reached the door, she didn't want to enter the door.
Okay.
But I said, I don't care about you, I'm just going to go ahead and start cooking. So I cooked, and she was still wailing outside and all that. And I remember I was just feeling very flustered. And then midway cooking, I don't know what she did. She ran to me, maybe pulled me and all that. And then I just stopped cooking, made fire. Then I turned to her and I really gave her a whole bash of earful of scream. I was really losing my cool and I was really becoming like, I was like eating her up with my words and anger. Then suddenly I just felt like I need to time out myself. And I just ran to the toilet without saying anything. And I took I wanted water to run down, like you know, to cool myself down. And the next thing I knew, she was dashing in as well, and then she was crying and all that because I guess she felt like I abandoned her. Because at home it was just me and her. And then I think turns out when I took a step back to think about it, it was because I was hungry. so I was hangry, you know what I mean? And I really wanted to just cook and eat. So I didn't care if she was interested in coming into the house. I didn't care if she was interested in eating. Like I was hangry. So she triggered me. You know, and as a result of that, I hurt her. You know what I mean? Yeah, I explained to her, I said like I'm in a bad mood because I'm hungry, I'm tired. And then because I couldn't finish cooking my dinner, because you interrupted me, so I got angry. But it's not your fault. You know, it's because I'm hungry and angry. So I mean, give simple analogy lah. So I said like, we should pray and ask God to take away my bad mood. Like a bad guy. Catch him and put him in jail because he's a bad guy, he's a bad mood, and he's making me hurt you. Yeah, it was a nice moment. And then the moment when we step out of the toilet, we are like united again. You know what I mean? Because we came home very tense, very separated, but we're united again. And then when I look at the dinner and all that, yeah, sure, I'm still hungry, but I'm not like out of whack, you know what I mean? So then maybe in the end I'll be like, let's just eat cereal and milk. You know what I mean? Yeah, like let's just eat cereal and milk and then just enjoy each other's company and then just like enjoy the food. It's okay if you are eating breakfast for dinner or whatever, you know what I mean? And then I think that moment really helped me realize like, that was really a big teaching moment for myself.
Okay. Well, I mean, my kid now only 3 months old, right? Definitely we'll have a lot of discussion.
You have a fair share of that.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I think, thank you for sharing. There's tissue on the left.
Like, now that I think about it, I still cry, but then it's like nice. Yeah, she probably won't remember, but I will.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it's quite amazing how, you know, the things that we say, right? I mean, as adults and we are talking to little kids, sometimes for now, this is what I feel because she's not old yet, right? Because I'll feel that, she won't understand one. It's very easy to just take the simpler way out, which is not explain and just throw or like just be angry with this person, just scold the person. I mean your kid lah, because assuming that they won't understand anything. And it also takes a very big, I think it takes a very big heart to admit your own mistake to your own kid. That's because I grew up in a very traditional way, right? Of upbringing, right? My mom will never admit mistake, never. So there's a couple of times after we grew up, right? And I kind of understand, okay, what is right from rather my own concept of right from wrong. Then I'll try to call her out, call my mom out. I'll say, hey mommy, you tell us don't do this, right? But why you do it yourself? Yeah, then she'll be very upset because I correct her, right? And then there will be a few times where we fight, right? Where she's obviously in the wrong. Then I'll say, why you not say sorry? And then I remember there was this once, she told me, I will never ever say sorry to you because you're my kid. And as a mom, I'm never wrong. She said it to me, I was so angry, and we didn't talk for 2 days or 3 days. But she knew she was in the wrong. Although she didn't say sorry, she cooked the feast. And then she just asked me, hey, I cooked dinner today. You wanna come back? Yeah. So that's why, to me, right, I think that it takes a lot to calm down and to calm down and accept that, okay, it's wrong of you to do certain things to your kid and admit your mistakes to them.
Okay,
it's
so
a very new concept.
So I think it's like, you know, generational sins, generational patterns. No matter what, you pass down all good and all bad together. So when I was shouting at my daughter, like top down, like raging full on and banging all these things, right, it reminded me of me being treated the same way by my father. And I remember as a kid, or even up to youth and or even early adulthood, I remember all those moments being shouted at, right? And I remember how it feels like. So when I'm doing the exact same thing and I see her expression, she may not feel exactly the way I did, but I can only imagine, you know what I mean? I mean, if I didn't have that memory, then maybe like I would lose my cool again, you know what I mean? So I was just telling George, like, I don't know if I will ever lose my cool again like that.
Yeah.
I hope not. But if I do, I hope I'll still continue to repair, you know what I mean? Because I'm only human.
Wow, but it's gonna be so hard to contain my emotions.
But it's okay. Yeah, if you want to cry, you can.
Actually, that's something that is still very foreign to me.
Right.
Like, no, not crying. Crying. Cry okay. Normalize crying. But it's more of being very honest with what I'm feeling as a mom. I share that to my child. Because I don't think my mom ever shared her feelings to me before. Right. It's like if I'm in a bad mood, I won't share. I mean, come on, right now I also won't really share my moods or like how I'm feeling with my husband. It's more like he'll ask me, hey, what's wrong? Then I will share.
Correct. So these are the habits we picked up from our parents actually.
Yeah.
Last time the parents just whack you with consequence, but you know what went wrong or what happened.
But the thing is, right, the funny thing is that even though we grew up like that, I don't know whether you the same way, it's like anything one just 横跳拿出来. Take the cane and then
correct.
And then that's how I learn. But I think I grew up as a pretty good human. Like with the right values and everything.
I mean, yes, but I think that there's a better way also, right? There's a better way in like bridging logic, understanding. So there's always a rule, there's always a boundary, and then there's always a bridge. You know, there's always something broken, something that crossed. And therefore consequence is negative. But if you do it in a positive way, there's a rule and you follow the rule, then there's positive consequences. So the principle is every decision you make in life, in action, in day to day, small to big, has consequences. So it's really all small moments, and I think all these small moments really practice, and then you don't have to worry when they are old or big or when they're making major decisions or whatever. You don't have to worry that they won't remember that.
Yeah. So many things to talk about. Yeah, but thank you for sharing.
Okay.
I would love to continue talking.
Yeah, I know, but I need to.
Yeah, but you go back and go back to your babies.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thanks for the ride.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Alright.
Okay, just dropped Sarah off. Honestly very thankful that, very appreciative that she was so willing to share so much with me. Really a lot to learn. She's actually a mother of 2 beautiful girls, and I'm just very thankful for her because she and her husband have been there for both Mel and I since the start of our parenthood journey. Yeah, and I think there's so much to learn from her. How she teaches her kids, the effort that she goes to regulate her own emotions. I think as mothers it's very hard to admit certain things that we do, right? Because we are in such a role, and I mean the Asian culture is such that even mothers are always right. Yeah. Stay tuned for more. Let me know what kind of content you would like to hear about the following podcast. Okay, that's all for the first episode of Mummies on the Move. We will see you again on the next one. Ciao. Bye.